Hey guys, Leslie here and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm going to be talking about Madara Uchiha versus Lord Boros. Now, if you're going to enjoy this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. There are multiple different ways you can scale both, mainly Madara, so I will provide both ends of scaling so that you yourself can come to your own conclusion, but it shouldn't really generally affect things too much. So yeah, let's just get on with the video. As for Madara's strength and attack potency, in base he is bare minimum multi-continental. This is due to the fact he was capable of summoning meteors from deep space, which would require power equal to 20.82 petatons of TNT, or multi-continental. He also planned in order to defeat 10-tailed Obito, which could mean he's relative to him in his base state, however it's not quite concrete. Either way though, Obito was capable of creating the World Tree, which is a large structure which planted roots all across the earth almost instantly, which would require a KE equal to 94.686 zetatons of TNT, or being planet level, and you can argue Madara should scale roughly below this if you think. Either way, 10-tailed Madara would be stronger than this, and he was also capable of dragging everyone around in the entire world instantly with the World Tree, which would require KE equal to 163.58 zetatons of TNT, being planet level. There is one more way you can scale Madara higher than this, and that is his base Susanoo can apparently smash all things in the universe, and 10-tailed Madara would be above that. The reason why this is a bit contentious, as this is, or you could just likely say that due to other translations, it's more that Madara is confident that no one could ever beat him and he can destroy anyone. But if you take this at face value, then Madara would at least be large star level, with 10-tailed Madara being at solar system level. As for Lord Boros, in his restricted form, he was confident in fighting Saitama, who is capable of destroying parts of his ship, which was durable enough to tank Saitama jumping from back from the moon, which required durability upwards of 9.5 petatons of TNT, or multi-continental. This is where it gets a bit strange though, right? As, firstly, in the anime, he was stated able to destroy the planet, which would require power equal to 62.48 zetatons of TNT, specifically to destroy Earth. However, in the One Punch Man compass, not only can he destroy planets in his weaker forms, but in his strongest state he can destroy stars. So basically, if you have them both at their highest ends, Madara would be above Boros, at least in both of their final forms. However, if you put them both at planet level, then I mean, you could argue Madara is still higher than them due to having simply a higher value, and in their base states, Madara should at least also have the edge there as well. As for speed, and even in base, Madara scales much higher than KCM1 Naruto, who is capable of blitzing the Raikage, who is capable of travelling at light speed, which people have calculated them to put at 88 times faster than light. However, it's likely far higher than this, as even Haku, who is much slower than the Raikage, was also stated able to move at light speed, so this could actually be downplay. As for Lord Boros, meanwhile, he should be way above Gargunyanship, one of his troops, even in his restricted state, who is capable of firing rocks at near light speed. Keeping in mind as well the fact that Saitama was able to dodge these at a couple times faster than light, then Boros should at least roughly scale to that bare minimum in his fastest form. However, even then, Madara with the calc is just higher than Boros anyways, and even if you want to be charitable to Boros and downplay Madara, they would be equal in terms of speed at least, but it is more in Madara's favour. As for durability, and Madara's durability should roughly scale to his attack potency, due to being able to take hits from people comparable to him in terms of power. As for Boros, it's a bit hard to determine his durability due to the fact that the most we see of it is carried by his regeneration ability, which we'll get to, but he should be roughly comparable to his attack potency due to being able to take a couple casual attacks from Saitama, which means it's basically the same story as the attack potency, with them basically being able to place all over the place depending on what you buy for both. When it comes to the abilities and techniques of Madara, there is a lot to go through, so bear with me. Firstly, he's acrobatic, he has chakra manipulation, he's an expert in hand-to-hand combat, he has statistics amplification via the use of chakra, and is capable of increasing his speed by focusing, chakra to his feet. He's capable of scaling surfaces and walking on water, he has after-image creation, stealth mastery, he also has minor illusion creation, just the clone technique, which also gives him duplication. He also has shapeshifting with the transformation technique, paralysis inducement with the temporary paralysis technique. He has breath attack, necromancy, knowing how to do the Edo Tensei, fire manipulation, air manipulation, water manipulation, electricity manipulation, and earth manipulation, being capable of surrounding himself in surfaces to avoid damage, and travel across the battlefield as well. He has extrasensory perception, being capable of sensing people away, or sensing people from far away. He has weapons mastery, attack reflection, being able to reflect incoming chakra attacks. He has summoning, but being able to summon Kurama, at least at the beginning he was capable of doing so. He should still be able to summon things besides that. He has self-sustenance, being able to live without the need of food or water. He has limited telepathy, being able to talk to Black Zetsu telepathically. Immense pain tolerance due to being able to use the Susanoo, which causes every cell in his body to hurt without much trouble. He also can shrug off being stabbed by Sasuke as well, with close to nothing really happening. He has regeneration with Hashirama's cells, enhanced senses, being able to fight people despite the fact he doesn't even have eyes. He has absorption, being able to absorb chakra and direct physical contact with himself. He has sealing via the Sixth Path's 10 seal, coffin seal at least. He also has statistics amplification with Sage mode. He has improved extrasensory perception, enhanced senses with Sage mode as well. He has analytical prediction, as much like other Sage mode users, it should give him that levels of precognition, as he's capable of also predicting attacks coming from behind him despite being blind. With the Sharingan and Mangekyo Sharingan, he has enhanced sight, being able to see through walls and invisible people, and can even predict future moves of his opponents. He has information analysis and power mimicry, as the Sharingan can discern the reality behind any technique and reflect it back on the user. He also can mimic others' ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu to near perfect accuracy with the Sharingan as well. He has empowerment, as the Sharingan is empowered by strong emotions. He has minor light manipulation, as the Sharingan shines in the dark. Illusion reflection, being able to decipher an opponent's genjutsu, mimic and reflect it back onto them. Illusion nullification, being able to break free of genjutsu, which puts them in an illusion. Minor astral projection, as the Sharingan users are capable of projecting themselves into their target's mind. He has illusion creation, as we just went over the Sharingan. Mind manipulation, being able to hypnotize people. Paralysis inducement, being able to paralyze people. Sleep inducement, being able to put people to sleep. Perception manipulation, being able to create illusions, manipulate their target's perception. Memory manipulation, being able to look into the memories of others and relay their own memories. Subjective reality with Izanagi, which is capable of basically, if he's in a bad situation, he can basically just get out of it, make that like a dream basically. So say he dies, he can use the Izanagi and just basically get out of it. It's a get out of jail free card basically, although it does cause him to go blind if he does this. He also has a protective aura with the Susanoo. He has soul manipulation, non-physical interaction, as users of the Susanoo can interact with the soul, and is also the physical manifestation of chakra or soul basically. The Susanoo can also create weapons as well, has force field creation, large size, and has shockwaves generation. The Reneganda grants Madara abilities such as even bigger enhanced sight, being able to perceive chakra flow within the body, and can see invisible limbo clones which reside in a different dimension. He has a paralysis inducement and body puppetry, as the black receivers can paralyze and hinder the movements wherever they pierce, and can control their movements. He has possession, clairvoyance, and telepathy with the Six Paths technique, being able to use black chakra receivers, and the user can transmit chakra into pierced bodies, take them over, and can share memories across different bodies as well. He has limited levitation with the Diva Path, gravity manipulation, telekinesis, and sealing also with the Diva Path as well. He has paralysis inducement, mind reading, non-physical interaction, and soul manipulation. By making physical contact with someone, the human path allows Madara to paralyze his victim and read their mind and pull their soul out of their body, instantly killing them. He has summoning, healing, limited death manipulation, and sealing with the Naruto Path, being able to summon the King of Hell, which is capable of repairing and healing some of the most irreparable damage and instantly killing those who lie when questioned by the user. Cyber organization, body control and weapons creation, and explosion manipulation, homing attacks, energy protection, and technology manipulation, being able to create mechanical arms, weaponry, and also explosive missiles which home on targets with the Azure Path. He has absorption with the Preta Path, being able to absorb ninjutsu, healing with the Preta Path, summoning, being able to summon the Gedo Mazo, resurrection via the with Rini Rebirth. He has chain manipulation, being able to create chakra chains, replication, intangibility, as limbo clones cannot be interacted with while using physical attacks, and invisibility, as limbo clones are also completely invisible. With the 10 tails, Madara gains longevity and enhanced illusion creation and mind manipulation with the infinite Tsukuyomi, levitation and true flight, along with regeneration, being able to regenerate from Guy literally kicking half of his body off. He has some level of immortality, yin-yang manipulation, light manipulation, energy manipulation, matter manipulation, as the truth-seeking balls are superior to Inoki's dust release, which turns targets to dust at a molecular level, and reality warping, with the truth-seeking orbs being comprised of the yin-yang release, which is capable of altering reality. He also then grants some things like existence erasure, as it can erase ninjutsu, people, space-time, and matter. Transmutation, as the truth-seeking orbs can be altered, or can alter different states of matter. Shape-shifting and size manipulation, the truth-seeking orbs can be morphed into very different shapes and sizes. Limited telekinesis, as the truth-seeking orbs can be controlled telekinetically from 70-meter radiuses. Power nullification, as the truth-seeking orbs or balls are capable of negating and erasing all ninjutsu they come in contact with, including things like Edo Tensei, which have insane regeneration, and possible space-time manipulation, possibly being capable of creating new space-times, as they are similar to the truth-seeking orbs that Kaguya used, which was capable of doing such a thing. He has limited invulnerability, as Jibi Jinchuriki are impervious to ninjutsu, which requires energy and elemental attacks, with the exception of those that contain natural energy in order to hurt him. He has self-sustenance, being able to breathe in space like Toneri and Naruto, soul manipulation and non-physical interaction with tailed chakra arms, being able to interact with the soul. He has plenty of resistances as well, such as to absorption and status effect inducement due to the Sasano's defenses, extreme heat, being able to withstand the Amaterasu, fear manipulation, being able to withstand Kurama's presence and being unaffected by it, madness manipulation and transmutation, despite the fact that he's capable of, having Hashirama's cells, that's what would happen to him normally. Illusion creation, perception manipulation, and mind manipulation with the Sharingan. Paralysis inducement, as Rinnegan users are unaffected by the binding properties of black receivers. Extrasensory perception, with limbo clones being completely invisible and cannot be sensed. And poison manipulation, being able to take Kurama's chakra, which basically acts like poison. He also has resistances to mind manipulation, deconstruction, and existence erasure, as users of the six paths are unaffected by the effects of the truth-seeking orbs. Madness manipulation, being able to control part of the Jubi's power without his consciousness being ripped apart. Cosmic radiations, ice manipulation, having better chakra control than Kakashi. Power nullification, as again, users of the truth-seeking orbs can surpass the nullification effects of the truth-seeking orbs. He also has resistance to the likes of paralysis inducement, body puppetry, and possession, due to Biju Jinchuriki being able to resist the binding effects and control of the Renegon's black receivers. Meanwhile, for Lord Boros, it's much more simple by comparison. He has transformation, being able to transform into higher and more powerful forms, immortality due to being able to travel across the cosmos for hundreds, if not ages of years, regeneration, being able to regenerate, being able to be blown apart by Saitama, energy manipulation, heat manipulation, being able to melt entire sections of his ship, extrasensory perception, power detection, being able to sense aura or energy levels, flight, BFR, energy projection, being able to shoot out waves of energy blasts, he's skilled in hand-to-hand combat, statistics amplification with his power-ups, aura and electricity manipulation with his meteoric burst, heat resistance, as his species are capable of surviving harsh environments, which is shown to be covered in lava. But even then, I think even the most dense of people wouldn't be able to tell me that Boros has better abilities or versatility than Madara, and Madara also has better weapons as well. As for weaknesses for Madara, he tends to be arrogant and frequently is reluctant to use his full power. The Sharingan copy ability of ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu is limited by the user's physical condition. That is to say, if the user is physically incapable of performing the technique they're trying to replicate, they wouldn't be able to, as they need to meet the physical or chakra amounts of power they need to do so. This also grants them incapable of being able to reproduce the Kekigenkai, due to being able to not possess the genetic predisposition and or having necessary chakra features. Naturally, the user also can actually see the technique that they're trying to copy as well. I cannot copy it with this if they can't actually see what they're trying to copy. And also, they have like the Sharingan abilities are sight-based, meaning that if the opponent can instruct or obscure the user's vision, or can basically take their eyes out, it's basically useless. At least with the Sharingan-specific abilities. Or if the opponent's too fast for the Sharingan to keep up, then he won't be able to really use his abilities on them as well. Genjutsu also requires contact, so if the opponent avoids contact or is blind, then Genjutsu would basically be useless, and the Sharingan's predictive capabilities can be somewhat circumvented by attacks that have little to no pattern. The Susanoo does cause all of Madara's body to be in pain, although he is able to survive this. He also is vulnerable to physical attacks, despite his, apart from his Limbo clones, and his Limbo clones can be seen by Rinnegan users and be sensed by 6th Path Senjutsu. The Limbo clones also need to return to Madara's body after a set amount of time, but the recharge time is quite brief. As for Boros, meanwhile, the meteoric burst burdens his body immensely, and if he runs out of energy, he will be no longer able to regenerate. So, Madara definitely has more weaknesses and more exploitable weaknesses at that. So overall, who wins the fight? We've gathered from this that the attack potency and durability should be, it's not really equal, but it can go either way depending on what you buy. Madara is faster, has better abilities, and more versatile, and has better weaponry, meanwhile Lord Boros is less vulnerable. So it is a lot in Madara's favour, I won't lie, but Boros does have a few advantages. Firstly, his regeneration has shown to be much more potent than Madara's. He also can be argued to be stronger if you don't buy large star to solar system level Madara, meaning that if you buy star level Boros and planet level Madara, then he would be able to at least physically beat up Madara, and his meteoric burst would be so powerful it'd basically be able to obliterate Madara if it hit him. However, Madara is way faster and also just has so much in the way of abilities, it's not even funny. He would be able to negate Boros' regeneration firstly, and could place Boros in an illusion. Granted, he wouldn't be able to, say, absorb attacks from Boros, as his attacks aren't ninjutsu, and many abilities that Madara has would be basically useless due to that, but that's kind of irrelevant because Madara still has way more besides that, so I would argue that Madara wins, even if you do say that Boros is stronger than him. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next.
This is my moment. Whoa, I was born for greatness. Oh, a legend in the making, deep in my bones. Oh yeah, I know I am the champion. Whoa, come on, try and take it. Whoa, it all comes down to this, and deep in my bones. Oh yeah, I know I am the champion. I am the champion.